Welcome to Life Stories with Grace Kansiime Mwesigye, a place where we grow, a place where we thrive, a place where we share ideas, and we build one another to be the best versions of ourselves. Today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic: how the rich submit and how the poor submit. Which one of the two does the correct version of submission? Now, before we dig into this topic, I'm going to ask you to kindly subscribe. Subscribe to this channel. If you feel this video is important, please like it and share it with your friends and give a comment so that I can know your views in the comment section. Back to our topic of submission. What is submission? Submission, I will describe it in my simplest terms, is laying down your will, laying down yourself, laying down your interests in a bid to serve another person in whom you are in relationship with. Now, for this case, I'm going to concentrate on wives submitting to the husbands, just like I read it in the Bible. And then next, I will also talk about the men who are called to love their wives, just like Christ loved the church. And you know how much he loved the church as to even lay down his life for them. Now, I've heard stories of women who were married and then they are stay-at-home ladies, and then they can wash their husband's clothes, they can clean up the house, they can scrub everywhere, they are not talking, they cannot answer, they cannot stand up for themselves, and they call that submission. Today, I want you to differentiate between slaving and submission. A submissive woman is not one who is stepped on as a doormat, right? Submission does not make, you shouldn't be a doormat for people to step on and rub their feet and they continue in a bid to submit. Now, submission is a love language, is a response to the love that has been given. Submission is a declaration that, this is how far I am willing to go for you. I am willing to clean, I am willing to wash, I am willing to supervise everything. Now, in my case, if submission is waking up and scrubbing the house and scrubbing the compound and washing clothes, then I will fail. I will actually pass that kind of submission. My kind of submission is I can supervise what the people are doing for me. I will give instructions on what these people should do for me. And I will serve my husband. I will make sure that his clothes are well washed, and I will make sure they are in his wardrobe. For me, that is my kind of submission. My submission is not going there to scrub because I don't like it. If I did it, that will be forced submission, right? That will be forced submission. So, I want to differentiate between slaving and submission. Now, when you are slaving, this is what happens, the kind of submission that young women start when they are just new in the relationship. And I always tell people, do not start what you cannot sustain. I have met some women who say, oh, for me, I wash my husband's clothes by myself. I cook my husband's food by myself. I iron his clothes by myself. I do all these things. My sister, when will you do other things? When will you take care of the children? When will you do your work that you're supposed to do apart from washing and cleaning and doing all those things? Do not start on something that you cannot submit. You can submit actually without personally doing those things, right? If you're a working woman, you have money. Why should you hustle about boiling water in a pot and then putting in a jerrycan, then taking to the bathroom, while you can use 150,000 to buy an instant water heater and put it in your husband's bathroom so that he doesn't have to hustle? Or maybe if you have an outside bathroom, put it in the house so that you can fetch that hot water and then he showers. Now, submission make it different from slavery. Make it different from being a doormat. Submission should be a love offer, a love response. Submission should be a declaration of your love to your spouse, right? Now, gentlemen, you are so fond of forcing women to submit. Now, I have had some men who say, I will discipline her, I will beat her, I will do this, and I will force her to submit. You do not force people to submit. The only way you can force submission is by deeply, deeply loving. A woman who is well loved, right? A woman who is properly loved, loved from all angles, loved from all corners, loved during the day and loved during the night, will have no issues in submitting. In fact, she will even wake up and scrub the bathroom. She will even wake up and wash all your clothes. She will even wash the clothes that are already washed, because she is submitting out of love in response to the abundant love that she has received. Now let me bring this angle. Suppose you're married to a man who is not loving, who is not responsible, who is not standing in his position as a husband in the home. What should you do? I will still say submit. Submit, be humble, because in your submission and in your humility, that is where you hold your winning ticket. There is no man who doesn't like a submissive wife. Submit willingly. Do the things you are meant to do for him. Do not be rude, Do not have pretense. Do not pretend. What you cannot do, be straight and humbly say, that is a no-no for me, and then find a way of going around that which you cannot do. For instance, if you do not like to wash clothes, what should you do? You cannot say that's a no-no for me, and you call your husband to be washing the clothes all the time. No. Find out how you can get someone to come and wash, but supervise. That is my kind of submission. Supervise the washing, supervise the ironing, whatever is not right, put it back. Now, gentlemen, expecting submission when you're not doing your part of loving, I am sorry to disappoint you. You will have the kind of submission that is forced. You will have a submission that is coming from a painful position, and that kind of submission will attract negativity in the home. So, do rich women submit? Yes, they do submit, and you can tell that there is true submission only when you have money. If you're still poor, don't talk about submission until that money comes. When you don't have to beg for money for Kameza, when you don't have to beg for matchbooks, when you don't have to beg for salt, when you don't have to beg for lotion, then you can talk about submission in its fullness. Should we submit as ladies? Yes. I am a promoter, a champion of submission. But when your submission is met with abuse, just walk out. Just walk out. Never stand domestic violence. Thank you so much for coming for watching up to the end. And I will call you again. If your subscribe button does not read subscribed, please go in there and subscribe for me. See you another time. Go there and submit, and men love your wives. Bye for now.